3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, back highlighting another local business in our community. Oh, look at that. The hot dog. Oh my God. Look at the mustard going on the hot dog behind me. Incredible. So local business, I'm sure this isn't a hidden secret here. We've all heard of it. Dune Dog. If you haven't, where the hell have you been? I'm not sure where you've been, maybe under a rock. But Dune Dog's located in Jupiter, and they also now have a location in Stewart. And we were there, previewed this business, I'd say about 2 years ago. Incredible. If you love hot dogs, they got all different type of hot dogs. Chicago dog, New York dog, Pennsylvania dog, if there's such a thing as a Pennsylvania dog. But it's not just hot dogs. They have lobster night. They have rib night. They have kids night. There's so much food, and it's so good, and it's so reasonable for a family. That's the best part about it. You can bring your family there, enjoy a meal, and not break the bank. So I'm going to send it out right now to Suzanne Slate, real estate agent, Equifine Properties. Say hi, Suzanne. Got to unmute your mic. How can we unmute your mic, Suzanne? Can you unmute it? There we go.
Hi, I'm here.
And we got Mr. Ricky Barrios on the bottom there. He's the general manager at Dune Dog. How you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing all right, man. How y'all doing?
Good, good. So we're going to get right into it. And like I said, you guys are more than just hot dogs. I think people forget that. But let's just start with the hot dogs, though. So let's find out a little more on all the different type of hot dogs you guys have there.
All right. So all our dogs are Hebrew National, kosher, all beef. We got regular size, foot-long dogs. We got our probably most popular dog is going to be the junkyard dog. So it's our homemade chili, our homemade dot sauce. It's like a red onion garlic sauce, cheese and onions. All our dogs also come on a New England style bun. So picture a hot dog bun, shave the sides off, butter and toast both sides, and that's a Dune Dog hot dog.
Wow, that's like 3 meals in one.
Yeah. But it's all right. We work it off.
So you are definitely an icon in the community. I mean, you've been here for a long time. You opened in 1994, correct?
Yeah, roughly April of 94 is when we opened, correct.
And just the setup of the Dune Dog is what we're all about here in South Florida. I mean, people come here to be outside, to wear their bathing suit and be comfortable and casual, but have good food at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of our concept. That I'm definitely old school Jupiter at heart, and I love that Dune Dog still captures what Jupiter was 10, 15, 20 years ago. We have people coming in right off the beach, still sandy and salty, sitting next to somebody on their lunch break with a suit and tie. So our clientele is pretty diverse. It's more like a family atmosphere. Our regulars are there 3-4 times a week. It's just everybody's treated like family. They make our employees, our coworkers feel like family. It's just a fun spot to be. We pride ourselves that our customers always leave happier than when they came in. And that's our goal. Every customer, every time, every visit.
So I assume, with the COVID virus and all that, the pandemic going on, you do takeout. Have you always done takeout?
Yeah, so we've always done takeout. We've never really, knock on wood, had to partner with a delivery service. But during the time when they were closing dining, we partnered with Uber Eats, and it worked out pretty well. Again, all the locals were there, strong support of us, try to make sure that everything we were doing, cleanliness is always on top of our priority. But with this, as most restaurants should be, they should be taking it to a whole nother level. So we were just trying to make sure that our customers felt comfortable coming in to pick up to go, and our employees felt safe to work. All the employees work if they wanted to work. We totally understood if they weren't comfortable or whatnot, but we made it work. Now I think it's just baby steps moving forward through all this, and we'll be all right. We've survived hurricanes and economic downturns, and it's just a different beast, but we'll tame it.
Yeah, I mean, it's unprecedented times. It's never happened before. So I'm really like in awe of a lot of places like the Dune Dog that have been able to stay open and go with the times, whether delivery or now you're opening up. So what's a typical day for you now? How are you able? Are you 50%? Is that how it's doing?
Outside seating is still allowed to be 100% as long as all the tables are 6 feet apart, which is great for us. But at the same time, we don't really have much larger of a footprint to move tables around. So what we've been allowed to do by our local governments is use the parking lot as dining areas. So we've got some more of our typical picnic benches. We added them in the parking lot, umbrellas. We got the food truck open, full service out there. The customers are really digging it. We got music playing, so it feels like you're still at Dune Dog, even though you're sitting under a umbrella in the parking lot. But it's been working. So we got all our tables. We're good.
Just need to bring a little sand in there, right?
Yeah, right.
A few little sprinkles from the ocean. So explain to everybody what each day has something special going on.
So Monday nights is all you can eat rib night. So it's all you can eat baby back ribs with 2 sides. It's $15.99. Tuesday nights you get 2 complete entrees. So you can get steak, your friend can get ribs, somebody can get shrimp, somebody can get chicken, and that's $18.99. All our dinner deals start at 4 o'clock. And then Wednesday night's kids night. Kids eat for 99 cents. Anything off the kids menu. It's a pretty popular night. Pre-COVID times, we would have a balloon artist there. We're gonna wait till this thing blows over before we bring the balloon artist back. And then Thursday night, we got pound and a quarter fresh Maine lobster. Right now it's $19.99. Comes with 2 sides, and we also got deep discounts on our crab legs on that night as well.
Nice. And your lobster roll.
Yeah.
That's
So that's
I'm
actually,
sure.
it sells out we do it Sundays and Mondays, and no matter how much our chef Antonio makes, it sells out every single Sunday and Monday. Doesn't matter, in season, out of season. If you're not there by like 2 o'clock, you're gonna have a tough time getting some. Yeah.
Now, do you use Florida lobster or Maine lobster or both?
So it's kind of like a lobster meat blend. It's more of like a lobster salad.
Yep.
So there's like minced onions and celery in there, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, mayonnaise. Customers really enjoy it. We serve it 2 ways, on a hot dog bun or in a wrap. And it's probably a 50-50 toss up on which one the customers like better, because it just always sells out Sundays and Mondays.
That's like comfort food for me.
Yeah.
So that's so exciting that you have Stewart now. When did that open up?
This September, this Labor Day will be 2 years.
Wow. And where in
So-
Stewart are you located for people that are listening?
It's on Federal, just south of the Roosevelt Bridge. So on US 1, just south of the Roosevelt Bridge on the east side of the road, right before you get to downtown Stewart.
Okay. Perfect.
We already have a comment, Suzanne, from can't pronounce your first name. I'm sorry. Leslie Sharp. Ow, I love hot dogs and everything that's mentioned. Yum. I could go for the crab legs right now.
Right on, right on. Come on down.
So, Ricky, like we said, and Suzanne's been saying, it's more than just hot dogs. Hot dogs are, what you guys are known for, but all the ribs, the lobster rolls, and you just mentioned, I heard you guys when you were talking about the family atmosphere there, and you can see the video behind me. That's when we joined you guys. Our staff came over there. We had a meeting there, and they made some of their hot dogs up, and it's that family atmosphere, that community atmosphere, that inviting atmosphere, Suzanne.
100%. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing on the menu, Ricky? I know you got a lot of choices there. What's your favorite? What's your go-to on that menu?
My go-to probably going to be, I like fried chicken. So our chicken wings are awesome. You can eat our chicken wings 3-4 times a week. If I want something a little heavier, I'll definitely go with like a blackened mahi wrap. It's an 8-ounce piece of center cut mahi, a little bit of our blackened seasoning, and a spinach tortilla, lettuce, tomato, cheese, tartar. That usually fills me up pretty good. I've eaten everything on that menu 10 times, 50 different ways. So.
And Suzanne, it's funny. Ricky said, you walk in there and you'll have, the people just getting back from the beach with sand still on their feet and their backs, and you have guys in business suits. So it's a mixed blend. And I even remember when we did this video a few years back that one Mr. Bill Belichick stopped in there, I think, for a hot dog. Patriot stopped in there for a hot dog. So that must be cool, because I guess you do see some, you don't have to mention them all, but I'm sure you do see some celebrities that stop by, because everybody likes hot dogs.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of singers that used to live on Jupiter Island. Now she's out in Vegas. She would come by. Actually, she would have her driver pick up the food and then have it delivered to the car. But a lot of the local athletes that are on tour, some tennis players that live around the area that are on tour, they come in, the customers don't bother them. The staff obviously doesn't bother them. They enjoy coming in. We enjoy having them. Back to the family thing. I just think that's key, especially in our area when you have very high seasonality. If you can't get the love of the locals, then you're going to really have a tough time 4 or 5 months out of the year. And we are like uber appreciative of our locals, and they allow us to do what we do. And of course, we're we love the tourists and the seasonals to come down, but the locals really just keep us strong all year round. So shout out to the J-Town crew.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is the truth. That's why we do these business.
Oh, look at the Patriots, man.
She's got. She had to. And Ricky's a Cowboys fan, and I'm an Eagles fan. So we're
Yes,
all
sir.
We're all over the place.
But
How many of us won more Super Bowl
Oh,
rings?
jeez.
Nice.
There we go. There we go.
but again, as you saying, why we highlight local businesses is for this reason. You know, Ricky lives here. He's been here his whole life. Tell us the story behind you and Dune Dog. How you grew up washing dishes there. Give me that little background.
Yes. So I started working there. I had a friend that worked there, and I would always go pick him up. And the owner at the time, it's like, since you're always here, why don't you just get a job? I used to lifeguard during the summers. It was the winter time. I was like, sure. Washed dishes there for 2 years. Went away to college. Graduated college. The economy wasn't that great when I graduated in 07. So my degree wasn't really worth much. The owner at the time said he was trying to work his way out of the restaurant, see if I wanted to come on board. And I honestly thought I'd be there 2 or 3 years. Then go do something with law enforcement. And I've been here 12 years since. So that was it.
That's awesome. But that's cool. But that just shows the community, and you've been a part of it for so long, and why we need to support local businesses like Dune Dog, because you guys give back to the community in so many ways.
Yes, sir.
And again, the part that I like about it, Suzanne, is the family atmosphere, and you can get food for your family and not have to break the bank. I mean, kids love hot dogs, no matter what you want to say. They love hot dogs and all the other food, the lobster rolls, all that stuff. I mean, I'm going to show you guys a quick thing here if you can see this.
That's part of being American. You got to have hot dogs, hamburgers,
Suzanne, Suzanne, you know what that is, Suzanne? That's
is
my failed attempt at making pizza for my kids.
Oh, Lord.
I burned the pizza, so that's my failed attempt. So it's probably just going to go to Dune Dog and just get something there from there, because it's
Right on. There you go.
But Ricky, so how can they can check out your menu online, right?
Yep, DuneDog.com.
So dunedog.com to check out the menu. And then if they can call to place an order, they can come pick it up. They can sit down and eat there. I mean, it might rain in a little bit, but they can still come outside and sit down.
Yeah. For our indoor part or for our open air part of the restaurant, all the flaps go down. We got the fans on. They'll stay dry. You're good.
And Stewart and Jupiter locations are both open, or just Jupiter?
Both open. So Stewart, we have an outside tiki bar. A front outside it's covered, and we also have an inside bar with about 11 tables. So on those colder days that we get 2 weeks out of the year, on those rainy days, you can still come in, stay dry, feel air conditioned. So no, Stewart's been great. Stewart's received us well, and I like the staff we have up there, and happy with everything. No complaints.
You have a full bar, or is it just beer and wine?
Stewart is a full bar. Jupiter is just beer and wine.
Okay. It works for me.
So, you know what, Suzanne, today's one of those days. It's a little dreary outside, but this is the comfort food we're talking about. If you see behind me again, I'm going to just pull up a couple of videos or pictures that they sent to me just to show you guys some of the other stuff Dune Dog has to offer. I mean, there's the hot dog with the mustard going on it. That's Carrie eating. It looks like a Chicago dog. This is the outside. This is the booths near Dune Dog in Jupiter. So that's the outside seating. And then we have, what's this, Ricky? This looks like some sort of cool looking drink. Can you see that?
It's the Hutchinson Islands up in Stewart. It's just kind of like our take on a Long Island, and try to give it a name that reminded people of the local area up there. But it's probably one of our 2 popular mixed drinks. We do a blackberry margarita up there that's really good.
Suzanne, you might have to go up to that one. The Hutchinson Island.
I'm thirsty now and hungry.
And then we have the drinks again, and then this looks like some milkshakes or root beer.
Yeah, milkshake and a birch beer float. Yeah.
Birch beer.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. And then we got the lobsters. There's the lobsters.
How cool that is. That's the way we should be living, just comfortable, just come off from the street, from the beach, from work, just feel casual, let your guard down and just enjoy yourself. Like that is just the atmosphere that
there's a sign everyone knows.
Yeah.
There's a sign we all know. Again, Dune Dog, if you haven't been there, I don't know where you've been, hiding under a rock somewhere maybe. but Dune Dog's located in Jupiter, now with location for the past 2 years. I didn't know it was 2 years. That's crazy. In Stewart. Check out their online menu, dunedog.com. Give the store a call, or the restaurant a call there in Jupiter or Stewart. I posted the numbers above this post. Don't feel like cooking tonight. You need some comfort food. That's going to hit the spot right there. Look at those hot dogs. Oh my goodness.
All you need is cups and a shirt.
Hebrew. Oh, so it's Hebrew National hot dogs. You said you
Yeah,
used?
Hebrew National, all beef, kosher dogs. They're good.
So Ricky, I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. I know you're busy there. Here's my failed attempt at lunch today. Yeah, that looks like a rock. But Suzanne, what do you have to say? One last thing about Dune Dog. You've been there before. What do you say about it?
I think if this restaurant ever disappeared, we would be in big trouble. Like, this is just a mainstay. It's somewhere that everybody needs to go at least once a week, just to have a nice, comfortable, affordable meal. Bring your family, go by yourself. Everybody's friendly there. So we're glad you're here, and thank you very much for being who you are.
Right on. Thanks for having us, and we hope to be here for another 24 years.
Good. I hope longer than that. Local guy, local place. Ricky's the GM there at Dune Dog in Jupiter, and also with a location in Stewart. So if you haven't been there before, haven't had a hot dog, you got to try it. Lobster rolls, ribs, kids night. I mean, it can go down the list. It's not just hot dogs, but hot dogs is the thing we all think about when we think of Dune Dog. But there's so much more. So check them out today. Give them a call. Check out their menu, dunedog.com. Ricky, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And Suzanne, as always, and everyone,
Thanks,
have
Ricky.
a great
Thank
afternoon.
you.
See you later.
All right.
Happy Friday afternoon. Back again. It's Rob with Echo Fine Properties, and we're live with another local business in our community. And you know what? I need some of this right now because it's been a long day for me. I don't know. I'm dozing off, but it's coffee. Look at it. If you can't tell, look at that. Oh boy, this is a great place. I was there I think it was over a year ago, and just got into this shop, and amazing. The smell of the coffee beans roasting. They're one of the first coffee roasters. I hope I'm saying this correctly in Florida, in this area in Palm Beach County, the first in Palm Beach County. So I'm gonna actually send it right out now too. Hold on. Suzanne Slate, real estate agent at Echo Fine Properties. Hey, Suzanne.
Hi.
I'm falling asleep here. I need that caffeine,
I
that
know.
coffee.
I reached right through there.
And Amy and Scott Angelo, say hi, guys. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're good. How are you?
Good. So they are the owners of Oceana Coffee right there in Tequesta. And I got to tell you, when I was in there, I think it was over a year ago. Look at that. Look at the beans. There they are. If you guys can see the video behind me. Oh, my goodness. Tell us a little bit more about Oceana Coffee, and I guess how you guys got started in all this.
You want to run with that one? Scotty tells a good story.
It started, I always say, we got into this, we never really got into this thinking that we are going to be a business at any point in time. So when it all started out, it was a selfish need or a passion that started as a hobby in the garage, and it's just continued to grow and grow and grow. And but we bought a bag of coffee that was roasted by one of the most well-known roasters on the East Coast here in the US. Still a huge company, does a great job. And I wanted to know how I could do it for ourselves selfishly. And so I bought a popcorn maker on eBay and converted it into a coffee roaster. And so that was the beginning of the path down the rabbit hole.
What made you think of a popcorn maker that would turn into a coffee roaster?
I was reading lots of forums. I'm an engineer by profession. So I'm a marine engineer by profession. And so I was reading lots of I fell into the green bean forums and started listening and watching and talking and understanding. And somewhere along the line, a thread popped up about air roasters and popcorn makers. And so I thought, well, that's a great idea. So, on eBay, $35 for a Potpourri 2 or something, whatever they called. And then I went off down to Home Depot and to
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack, and I bought some different components and put it together, and I was able to control the speed of how everything happened within the little machine. We still have the machine.
You do? Well, yeah, it should be like the beginning of your beginning. Well, and that's like the first dollar that you make it, you frame it, right? You got to keep
Yeah.
So what do you call your machine now? The green monster?
Actually, we've graduated. We've got the green machine is there. That was the machine we graduated to for in our when we first opened our first retail store in 2011, and then I now operate on a Dutch built big black monster.
Oh, all right. They're cousins. Oh,
Yeah.
so where do you start like getting your beans and all that? I mean, you've traveled all around the world from what I've read.
Yeah. So when I started out, I was roasting in little 1 pound bags. I'd buy 1 pound bags of some of the websites on the internet, buy green beans, and I would experiment and taste and understand which coffees I liked and all that fun stuff. So from there, it continues to grow. 2 years ago, I went down to Costa Rica. So I went to Origin to start building relationships with farms. But along the way, it's about building trust and about building good relationships with green bean buyers around the country. And back, 5 or 6 years ago, I started winning awards with some of the coffees that I did have. And so I became good friends with some of the top green bean buyers around. They come looking for me because I can do what I do with the coffee, and it's just, yeah.
Is it
So
from
we
the
look-
roasting, or do you mix it with other, what's a green mean? It's not been roasted yet, or are they actually green?
Yeah, so that's correct. We wondering if I've got some here. I do actually. I can go grab a little bag. But the coffee seed, the coffee is a 2-part seed inside a cherry on the shrub. And so when it gets picked, hand picked, all of our coffees are hand picked, and then they get milled to become the 2 separate seeds. And so that's how they come. And they actually come in the big. We get them in 150 pound bags, and I don't know if you can see that, but that's a.
Oh, yeah. They are pretty, yeah, that's cool.
So then we get them in 150 pound sacks on pallets, and we roast them. So that's the process you can see behind in some of the background shots of
Oh, I know.
on the video.
So when you're out in Costa Rica, say, and you go to a farm, and you haven't roasted them yet, so do you smell them? Do you taste it? How do you know they're good?
It's a little, what happens is that it's a pre-organized buying trip usually. And so what happens is that they get all of the farmers to contribute a sample from their farms and from the current crops. They have a particular lab, roast them all and prepare them for a tasting, what's called a cupping. And so they lay them out on the table, and in a day we could go through 60 samples of different coffees from different farms, from different elevations and all sorts of different things.
Wow.
We taste them, and there's particular flavor profiles that I'm looking for, and so from there they make connections, and then from each day that we're down there, we're usually broken up into different valleys that we're going to go visit, or farm regions that we're going to go visit. And so I get to find out if there's a coffee on the table I like, then my green bean buyer and broker will work with me to introduce me to the farmer, and we'll build relationships from there.
Can you explain your gorgeous little cafe there and what you do? I mean, you have food too with the coffee?
We do. So we have the 2 locations in Tequesta. Our original one is there on Old Dixie Highway, and that is mainly the roasting and production facility. There's a couple tables, no inside seating at the moment there, but we do have outside seating there. The other location is on US 1, and it's definitely a larger cafe setting. There is a conference room that you can rent. There's plenty of space inside to sit down and spread out. And we've got a nice little coffee house menu, you know, some breakfast items, some lunch items, definitely nice pastries and treats.
What, Oceana, I assume that comes from your background being a marine engineer, is that?
A little, it's a combination of a lot of different things, I think. We get asked it a lot. One, our main naming of the brand is that when the world was one, it was known as Pangea, and the partnership to Pangea was Oceana. And then we also worked on private yachts, and the last yacht that we worked on was an expedition style, and it had a tender on board. It was a sports fishing, a 36-foot sports fishing boat that was named Oceana also. So it coincided with lots of different things, and from where I'm originally from. So,
Which is where, because of course you probably heard from everybody, you have a really fun accent.
He's not from around here.
I know.
originally from Australia.
I know. You're an Aussie.
Yeah.
Everybody loves an Aussie accent, right?
I'm stuck with it, and it hasn't worn off, thankfully. So
I know, it's
We're
cool. What is today like for you with what's going on? Every time I really rarely turn on the TV anymore. It makes me happy. So I rather drink coffee or a glass of wine than listen to everybody on TV. It makes me nauseous, but
Us too.
yeah. So I don't really know. So where are you right now in the process of what you can do with your shop?
It's been interesting. Nauseous is a great word. You know, I think it correlates with how they carry on with hurricanes as well. But anyway, we've been nonstop since the whole thing started. We were very quick to respond, and we maintain, you know, because Amy and I are very heavily involved, and we've got another Amy that works as our right hand, and we all think very fluidly. So we quickly maneuvered the business as fast as we could to wherever we could, making it curbside pickup. We used apps for ordering online. Yeah, so people could access all of our products very quickly and easily, and they just drive up, and we would make the transfer. We expanded on our online sales as well. We really pushed out into the online, boosted our e-commerce side of things, and we were able to get the PPP along the way, which helped, and we were able to maintain our team of nearly 20 people or 25 people, and we actually were paying them above and beyond what their regular hourly rate was. So that really helped, and we really, we wanted to make sure our guys were looked after, and we wanted to make sure that we maintained our stability within the community and definitely within business as well. So we looked after our team really generously.
Well, and I think when it first happened, it was pretty, it's definitely very shocking. A large part of our business is wholesale, and that's, it's other restaurants, it's hotels, it's country clubs, it's office buildings. So everyone just stopped ordering, and everyone's closed. So you have to shift and find out what you can do to get your coffee to the people. So the online ordering was huge right away, and just really made some changes straight out of the gate to try and compensate for that. And I think the moves we made and the online ordering and all of that stuff really helped to mitigate, that wholesale side. Because even now the restaurants are still coming, they're starting to come back online. So it'll be great when they're all back, but it's definitely been tricky.
Yeah, it's been, our wholesale is down heavily, very, very heavily. And we worked initially with anybody who was still open. We definitely worked with them to help cross promote. And also we were giving them bags. We had a customer that was donating to the frontline and to the medical fraternities and all those all those great people out there. And so we were donating, 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds per order to them to be able to give away. So
Wow.
things along that line of, we just, whatever we could do to help out and make sure that they also maintain their customers and they maintained a great connection with the communities wherever they were as well.
So
That's how it's supposed to work, right?
is it true that no coffee, coffee's not created equal? There's a difference in coffee, meaning you can go to, I'll say it very lightly, you can go to Dunkin' Donuts or you can go to Starbucks, but you're not going to get the same quality that you're going to get from your place. And why is that? Explain the difference to folks out there that it's not the same. Why is your coffee that much better? Why does it taste that much better? Why is it that much better?
There's a lot of different reasons in that, but initially, there's that saying, I'll see if I'm allowed to say it, but you crap in, crap out, honestly. And it's, I buy great quality coffee. I pay above the market prices for good quality coffee. I only ever buy in specialty grade. And so it is in the top 5% of what is available out there. It's not commercial grade. It's not fillers. It's not anything other than the best quality. And so, and also when I say I pay above, it's because I'm also looking to build my people who support me. It's really important that we build relationships with the farmers and we inject money into their communities to help them survive for next year and produce a great crop, so we all win. And so that's the first part. Is green beans are very, very important. The quality of the green beans is really, really important. And then the skill of the roaster. Me, it's 10 years. We're 10 years down the track, and I'm continually putting myself in courses or putting myself in competitions to make myself sweat even more to see if I hold up and see if I can do what I do. And then it's the end, it goes to the consumer as a whole bean to their home, and they really, really enjoy it. That's makes me feel good. My goal of all this was to, it's one of those things. If I get something that's really cool, I'm excited to wake up the next day. I'm already going to bed thinking about something tomorrow. If I've got, if it's a cool car, or if it's a great cup of coffee, or I found, that aspect of it. So that's my selfish pursuit. I'm always chasing the unicorn coffee for sure.
How many do you have? How many different flavors? I heard you say turmeric coffee. I know turmeric's a new thing too that's out there. So putting it in coffee, that's kind of brilliant.
We have 8 coffees that we have standardized across our range all year round. I buy enough. I buy each current crop to last me long enough to get to the next crop. And so those coffees are staples in our offerings. And then we have about 3 or 4, and they're all single origin. So if it's Costa Rica, we know that it's from Costa Rica. We know the region in Costa Rica, and we know the farm from within that region of Costa Rica. So our single origin really means single origin. We're right down to the farm. And as for talking to turmeric and the syrup, they're not syrups really, the superfoods, the elixir that we offer, it depends on your taste and choice there. We have, we can do a dirty turmeric latte, which has got an espresso shot in it, and turmeric elixir.
Yeah. Our traditional turmeric latte doesn't have any coffee in it. It's just a really nice, it's a turmeric elixir that we make with steamed milk, and it makes a beautiful superfood latte. So you're getting all the great things about turmeric in a delicious drink.
Wow.
And same, it's the same with the turmeric. We buy that from a company in Australia, but the guy who owns the company owns a turmeric farm. So it's a vertical integration to us. And so.
And you guys can, if I remember correctly, the last time, can people order, is Oceana coffee sold in the stores at all? Can I find it in my local grocery store?
You can find it in your local Whole Foods.
Across the state of Florida.
All through the state of Florida. We're in Joseph's Market. We're in Doris's Market.
Yeah, but you can find it.
Not fresh. There was a couple other. We're in negotiations with a couple other larger chains, but
and you've been in the K cups too. I call them the K cups. Out there called. You sell the coffee in those the K cups.
We do. We make those in-house, so they are super fresh, and they've got more coffee than your traditional K cup would have in it. So you're going to get a really nice, it's fresh as well. We're making it in our shop, within 2 days of being roasted. So they're the best K cups on the market. I think that's
a key thing there, Suzanne. Again, these guys, if anybody's just joining us, we're joined by Scott and Amy Angelo from Oceana Coffee in Tequesta. You're getting a fresh product. You're getting a product that you guys pour your heart and soul. It's your business. It's how you make your living. So you pour your heart and soul. And it's not going to, and I'm going to say it again, like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, where it's a corporation that, oh, sorry, your coffee wasn't bad. Oh, sorry. You guys, if somebody comes to you, Scott, and says, man, I really didn't like that coffee, you're going to ask, well, what was it? Was it too strong? Did it have this? Did it have that? And I remember when I was in there the last time, it's like a family. People walk in there, customers are coming in, and you're like, hey, Johnny, hey, Bob, you know their names, you know who they are. Do you guys still have that map on the wall? Tell me about that map. I remember when I walked in there, I think I shot it in this video too. What's that map?
It started out in the very early days. That roasting house location was a sit down cafe, chairs, and there was lots of space and room, and the counter was at the back, and the map was up there to show people where our coffee was from. So it had a flag for the location of where the coffee was from, and it had a description of the flavors from where that coffee was from and the farm. And so that's how it started out. Well, since then, and from the early days, people would come in and go, oh, I've been to Kenya. And so they give us a Kenya money. They give us Kenya dollars, and we'd tape it up and put on there. And then it just kept going, and people go, oh, I've been to India, or I've been to Brazil, I've been to Costa Rica, and
Cuba.
And the money just, so it's still there, and it's. And
you can see it's still there, and we add to it all the time. And I just saw in one of those shots, one of our customers,
there it is.
Right here. So that is a photograph that he took when he was in Cuba of a man roasting coffee. So he brought that back, and we stuck it up on the board. So it just kind of goes to show you how invested our customers are too in the story and in, where the coffee comes from. And I think they get so excited when they see, where that is on a map, and they get to see the product, and it's gone directly from the farm to us, and then it's into their cup. So that's pretty cool.
Any funny stories or any like crazy places you've been when you went to go pick out some of these beans? Any crazy places, or anything crazy that happened while you were there?
Not so much crazy, but it's amazing when you first get there. The traffic in Costa Rica is horrendous, and then you get out into the mountains. But I never realized you hear about it and you see it on paper. This coffee's grown at 1,600 meters above sea level, or 1,700 or 1,800. I've got photos that I brought back. We were 2,000 meters above sea level, and we were on the mountainside. And just to stand on the mountainside, you had to bend a knee to stay level, if that makes sense. I was like I had my foot on a high stool. One foot was way up and one foot was way down, and we were 2,000 meters above sea level. And I was like, "This is
on a very steep hill."
On a very steep hill, we're a long way up, and these guys do it every single day with this massive basket, picking the cherries. So nothing crazy stories, but just how they do what they do and how the coffee actually gets to us is it amazes me, and very eye-opening.
I gotta say.
Well, I was going to say, I had a home in Jamaica for 35 years. So we always had the Blue Mountain, and that was the best there. It's not the same when you buy it here, for sure.
No, it only has to have 7% Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee to be called Jamaican Blue Mountain.
Really?
Huh.
It's,
Yeah.
you know, when you get real good coffee, and I'm not a huge coffee drinker, I have mine one a day, or I'll have one, you know, if I'm with people after dinner, you know, it's just to me, it's a treat. But I just couldn't wait to get my hands on it. So to have a great coffee right here
Yep.
locally.
Yep. And that's the point, Suzanne. That, you know, right here in our backyard, Amy and Scott live here. You know, they sleep here, they shop here, they dine here. You know, give back to businesses like Scott and Amy's. You know, and they invest in our community. You know, so these are the businesses. This is why we're doing this. This is why we're highlighting local businesses like Oceana Coffee. You know, support local. You said you don't drink that much coffee, Suzanne. I probably drink, oh boy, I don't know, 5-6 cups a day. And
We love
you know,
Rob.
it's-
Good job. Keep up the good work.
so,
I
you
buy
know,
a lot. I don't drink a lot.
you know, some people say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and I say coffee, alcohol, and pizza. That's me.
Oh,
Coffee,
nice.
alcohol, and pizza. So, but you know, anything else you guys want to add? You know, why? And I asked this before, but why do you like coffee so much? Is it just that you're working in it, but you got to drink it? But why? What is it about coffee?
It's a great question. There's a lot of reasons. One, because I've developed a palate these days that I appreciate things that have had the effort put into them. And so I'm always on this quest to find great coffees. You know, some of them can be very, very expensive, but some of them don't have to be a fantastic tasting coffee for my palate. I do the same with bourbon. I do the same with
Chocolate.
I do whatever I dive into. I'm looking for that really awesome cup. But you know, these days it is a business, but the competitive side of me also continues to push the limits and push for success. Honestly, for how I do in the competitions, I like to be right there at the top. I like to be considered one of the top roasters in the country, and you know, we've won many awards for our coffee, but it never stops me from going into another competition, or just to see how to make sure that I'm still I'm not being complacent, and making sure that I'm still considered to be up there too. So,
and I'm sure when you go into these competitions too, you find some maybe little things, little secrets, or little, oh, I could try this, and I can mix this, and I could try that, and I could try this. So, you know, that's a good thing, I guess, about it. What do you think, Suzanne? What, anything else?
Well, I'm a wine drinker. So is putting ice in coffee as bad as it is putting ice in wine? I love iced coffee. I think it's maybe I don't always want something hot.
Well, if you come to Oceana Coffee, we make our ice cubes out of coffee.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it being watered down. But even if you're going to put normal, you know, ice in your coffee at home, as long as you're using filtered water, it's no problem.
Okay.
And it's really about how you like it. We will never sit in front of a customer and say, you know, you're doing it wrong, or that's not the way to drink coffee.
No.
You know, really, it's the way you like.
When you see that, I mean, I would think put it, because of all the effort and the where you travel and what you put into it, to see someone water it down. That I don't know if that's bad or not.
There's a different way. We have a different perspective on that. And for me and for Amy, we want people to enjoy Oceana coffee, or if the first time they've walked in, we want them to have their coffee exactly the same way as they would have drank any other coffee. Because then we get to show them the differences, and, you know, in the coffees, apples for apples, per se.
Right.
I've went from drinking my coffee with cream and sugar, and then I took out the sugar and